The Diary of a Certified Psychopath. Off the crank. Scarcely scribble-worthy events that may or may not have occurred during this specific activity, but retain sufficient relevance to merit casual documentation. Savoured the last sip of a vanilla and rhubarb tisane, which, in accordance with its upmarket brand's directions, I'd left to infuse for 3.33 recurring minutes inside a souvenir mug full of hard-boiled tap water. Detailed studies conducted by several authoritative bodies in the broad field of globally distributed leaf-based beverages, including Britain's revered Royal Gingham Institute, suggest that this is the optimum brewing time for the vast majority of herbal teas, with an additional 43.7 seconds being recommended for bag-free strains, alongside any subtle flavours, such as nettle, cardamom, parsley or spinach, which might lack the requisite strength to be tasted over refined chlorine. Regretted my decision to forego quilted loft insulation in favour of a single sleeveless cotton layer from the torso up during an unseated scamper across Norfolk Bridge, where seasonal chills were, once again, poised to gnaw through any exposed skin and cause the bones beneath to quiver in protest. Once I'd turned onto Upper Shoreham Road and dodged a double-parked Amazon Prime van, this performance-sapping sting had spread to every major muscle group and coaxed my core into a cryogenic coma, rendering any concerted hits of anaerobic arrears much harder to execute, and their intervening cool-offs far less rewarding. After cautiously bypassing the less hazardous half of Homebush Roundabout, I headed south through Upper Kingston Lane's bike-loathing traffic lights, behind a white Hyundai station wagon that was all but nibbling the rear bumper of what had to be the slowest Renault Megane ever sold by Auto Trader. From the number plate, on which I glimpsed the digits 69 at an oblique angle during one aborted overtake, I guessed this hobbling hatchback was wholly petrol-powered, since its hybrid variants were all introduced after the pandemic, which was unfortunate for its owner, who could have done with the later model's supplementary motors and the extra 30 miles of wholly electrified travel they facilitate, as the gas-guzzling engine inside this comparative carbon belcher was either in need of urgent rehydration, emergency repair, or cursed with a lost pilot. Sat patiently astern of this fractious partnership for what felt like a horse chestnut's lifetime, including its uncased period spent as a competitive conker, before the Hyundai driver's simmering temper reached boiling point, triggering a diversionary lunge left down Church Lane just after a series of exasperated toots, which, if translated from Morse code, would have been unbroadcastable in any Netflix crime drama. Barely 500 softly pedalled yards later, an all-too-familiar, lithe figure sprung over the stout, flint-lined wall framing Shoreham College's well-manicured football pitch, its bushy tail and pointed ears clearly defined amidst a tapestry of dappled lamplight, woven by the chapel's deciduous sentinel. Within 2 graceful bounds, it had crossed my path and scrambled over a neighbouring fence, escaping both Monday's dreaded cross-country run and a double detention for robbing the college canteen's bins.